I guess in this video we'll be seeing construction of hypercircular. So question will be something like this. Construct a hypercircular. A rolling circle is 50 mm diameter and directed circle is 175 mm diameter. Draw a tangent to it at point 50 mm from the center of the directed circle. This is very easily asked. In some cases they'll be asking like there is a circle rotating inside a circle. Then what is the curve in that way also they might ask. Now here the question is almost clearly given to you. Directly they are saying that it is an hypercycloid, the diameter of two circles are given, and information is perfectly given to you. Okay, so how the hypercycloid will be looking. This is how your hypercycloid will be looking. Now this is the hypercycloid curve. Whatever the yellow color thing I have drawn, this is the hypercycloid curve. Now what is the directing circle? This is the directing circle. Whereas in the hypercycloid, this is the directed circle. So here you can see this is the bottom one, and here it is the top side. So now this circle, whatever the generating circle is there or the rolling circle is there, this rolling circle is inside the directing circle in the hypercycloid case. Whereas in the epicycloid case, the rolling circle is outside the generating circle. Okay, this is directed circle. So this is the main difference between hypercycloid and epicycloid. Now whenever you are drawing the things also, first side, this is the first curve, and then this is to be drawn inside it. After that, while you are constructing also, the centerings and other things also will be along this side only. Okay, let us go to the AutoCAD. I am selecting a new drawing, and as usual, limits, and set the limits. Enter. It is 0, 0, enter. 500, 500, enter. 0, 0, enter, and 500, 500, enter. After that, Z enter, A enter, and units. Let me change the units. If it is in millimeters, let me change it to millimeters, and that's okay. Then select the circle command. Select the circle command and draw a circle of diameter 175 mm. Diameter is how much? 175 mm. This is the directed circle radius. After that, select another circle and draw of how much diameter it is? 50 mm diameter. So D enter and 50 mm diameter. After this, what you will do is that you'll go to the circle and then move it. Instead of going outside, we want inside. So select here and move it inside. So this is how we'll move the circle. Okay. Then now once it is moved inside, select the line and draw a line of the diameter of the inner circle, and then draw another line which is of to the center of the generating circle, and draw the third line from the center to the end point. That is the radius of the generating circle. Then escape from the command. Select the bigger line which is selected, which is drawn in the last case, and select that line and rotate it with an angle of how much we don't know. What is the angle calculation? Angle calculation process is angle POA is equal to 360 into R by R. When you calculate it, you'll get it is 103 degrees. You'll get it 103 degrees. So here we have to rotate it with how much? 103 degrees. So minus 103 degrees, and so then use trim command, and this is not necessary, so I have trimmed it. Similarly, you can select this and you can rotate it if you want for our look purposes. Here it is. I have rotated it somewhere. And then now select the internal line which I have drawn, that is the diameter is selected, and use array command, polar array command, and with this as center, and use 12 items, and divide the generating circle or the rolling circle into 12 equal parts. Now as you can see, this is your baseline, or the what I can say, the directing circle, and this is your base circle, which is nothing but your rolling circle. Now this one should be offsetted along all these intersection points or the obtained points or division points. So what we can do is that you can use two methods. That is, I can use circle and I can draw all these curves repeatedly, or I can use offset command. I can use offset command that is like this. I can select the offset command, select through option, so press enter, and then press this circle and through this point. Similarly, select this circle and through this point. Select this circle and through this point. This way I can draw these things. Okay, to do this points. Okay, this is how you draw the lines. So we can go. After that, you can trim unnecessary things. So these are all not necessary for me. So I have trimmed it off. Now, after this is finished, as you can see, I have not drawn the center line. Center line will be drawn whenever the tangent and normal we are discussing. Then I will draw the center line. So once this is finished, select this circle, internal circle, and use polar array with this as center. That is the diameter of the bigger circle. That is 175 circle, and use how many 13 items. Use 13 items. An angle of, instead of 360, you give 103 angle, 103 degrees angle, and direction is in opposite direction. So I want in another direction, so I'll press direction here. So it is changed to this direction, and then press close texture. If we are taking in a lower end version, it will be minus 103 degrees. In this case, it is 103 degrees, and direction should be clicked separately. If now select the last circle and see that the last circle center is exactly aligned with the last line which you have drawn. Yes, if it is aligning, you can see here it is aligned, then we have drawn perfectly. Now select the first circle, delete it, second circle delete, third circle delete, fourth circle delete, fifth circle delete, and sixth circle delete. So 6 circles I have selected from the back side and deleted one by one. Now this is your base circle. This is your base circle, and here this is your baseline. These two should not be selected. Remaining all will give color coding. We'll give something like this is your first circle and this is your first line. So we'll give some one color to it. And similarly, this is your second circle and this is your second line or the curve. We'll use second color. Then third circle and third line will give some separate color to it. And fourth circle and fourth line, this is your fourth circle and fourth line, will give some separate color. Fifth circle and fifth line will give some separate color. Similarly, sixth circle and sixth line will give some separate color. I'll give some dark blue color like this. Now select a P type, that is P by PE, and press enter and press enter and press enter. Then change the point type. And instead of going from the bottom point where you should start here. Reason is the hypercircular is started at the end point. Therefore, pivot enter, pivot enter. This is your first point. Here it is your first point, and then you go with the remaining points. That is yellow intersection here, and orange intersection here, and next is cyan intersection here. Then magenta intersection here. Then green intersection is, you have to zoom and see. So this is your intersection point, and after cyan, last one is blue, which will be exactly at the midpoint. You can say at the midpoint it will get. So you can see this is all applied. If the point sizes are not coming correctly, we can go for P type and press enter, and we can use separate. Once again, we can press OK so that all points are highlighted separately. So now select all these points obtained. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even this point and last point also can be selected. Even if you're selecting or not, they will be automatically linear inverse. So select those points and use mirror image, and from this point up to this point, whatever this is there, you can select it and then press enter. So that instead of drawing again circles and again color coding them, simply I have mirror imaged them, because it is a symmetric point. This side how it is there, that side also it will be the same. Then I'll select a polyline. And join all these points one by one, so that my hypocycloid is up. While joining, be careful so that you are not selecting any nearer points. Exactly the center points is selected, that is node point of the point is selected. If it is not selecting, you can use Ctrl Z For unselecting the point, supposing I have selected some point here. If I want to come back after it, I can press Ctrl Z so that that point is unselected. In that way you can go, and here is how you finish the drawing. Then select this one and use PE command, PE enter, and use fit so that it has been made into a curve format. So you can give separate line weight to it. I can give select it. I can give some. I'll give some 50 mm for it to be displayed. I'll press line width display. In this way, the curve is finished. Whereas the second part of the question is, that means first part is finished. The second part of the question is what, draw a tangent to it at a point of 50 mm from the directing circle. So come back to the AutoCAD screen. Here you select a circle with this as center, and how much it is asking, 50 mm. So 50 mm, draw it here. So it is selecting at two different points. If I take a point here, it will become again clumsy. So I'll select this point. So PO enter, give separate color to it beforehand itself. I am giving red color, and this is my intersection point. So intersection point is selected. So this one I can delete it because that point is selected now directly, which is 50 mm from the center of the directing circle. Once this is finished, then what you will do is that select a circle command, and with this as center, draw how much, 25 mm, because the generating circle or the rotating circle is 50 mm diameter. Therefore, this is drawn with 25 mm radius. 25 mm radius. But this circle, whatever the red color circle I have drawn now, that should intersect the center circle. Where is the center circle? Center circle is not drawn till now. So go to the circle, select the center point. Up to the center point, draw a circle. So red and red points are there now. Whatever the red circle is drawn now, this is the center circle. You can see that this red circle is not meeting with any points, right? It is not meeting with any other points, any other lines. So that is very much important. Once this is obtained, then join. Once this is obtained, then join straight line with this intersection point. Whatever the intersection point of red and is there, from there you intersect up to the this point in this way. Now you can delete unnecessary things, like this is not necessary for me now, and this is not necessary for me now. Once this, sorry, instead of deleting all, I want it to be present. This one I want it to be present. I want to trim it, so I'll trim it like this. Then once this is obtained, in the epicycloid case, from the base circle we have used the straight line. Here the base circle is in the top position. You can see it is in the top position. So therefore this line should be, whatever this red color line is there, should be extended up to the generating directing circle. So up to this point it should be extended. So instead of trim, go for the extend, and this line will be extended up to which point, you can click on it several times so that it is extended up to the this last point. So that last point is up. After that, come out of this command and then select a line from this point to this point. This becomes normal, and a line again I'm drawing it, and that line is selected. That line is selected, and I'm rotating this point with what, this point with 90 degrees. So one is tangent and another one is normal. I can move it like this from here to here. So obtained points are, one is tangent and another one is normal. I can give even line weight also for it. You can see here, this is obtained, this is a normal and tangent. So after this is finished, you can give the dimensioning. What are the dimensioning known to us? The diameters are known to us. So diameter is what? Diameter of the rolling circle is known, which can be given. Instead of red color, let me keep it in the white color only. That is bidirectional. Then annotation, diameter. Select this circle. This is 50 mm, and select this circle. Select this circle. This is how much you have to give it. After that, what is the other information known to you? The point information is known to you. So select this point information along with this point. This is on. The points are very small, so you can go for dim style and press enter, modify, and use the text as some 5, and also you can give some arrow size also some 5, and then press OK, then press close. Everything is understood. It's not selected perfectly, So select the line perfectly, annotate, aligned from there to here. Point is not selected. Okay, if you're selecting the point perfectly, you'll get some 50 mm diameter. So be careful about those selections, you'll get it perfect. Okay, so this is how you draw the hypocycloid, and the tangent and normal is also drawn here. You can give the name as hypocycloid, that is, you can give multi-texture finishing. So once this is finished, your diagram is finished. This is an easiest method of drawing the hypocycloid in the AutoCAD version. If you are not using this color coding, there is a possibility that you will confuse a lot. So try to use this color coding, which will help you a lot while drawing it. Okay. So that's about this video. That's about your hypocycloid. Thank you.